So g'day and welcome back to Gumadi Coins and Banknotes. My name is Glenn and today we're going to review some banknotes of the Bahama Islands. So this is not a cheap set of banknotes to actually get. If you wanted to get the whole set, you'd be worth forking out quite a few hundred or even a few $1,000 because a lot of the issues are actually pretty hard to get, especially the pound issue. So in all due, let's have a look at these banknotes that I do have. Okay, so the first thing we need to clear up is the value of the actual banknotes in the exchange rate system. So that's one currency to another. And the Bahama banknotes are equivalent to United States dollars. So I have never been there, but I've read about the place, and a lot of tourists from the United States just take US dollars to spend there because you can exchange them for 1-to-1. But you do get some interesting banknote combinations from the Bahamas. And one of them is the $half. So they do issue a $half banknote, and I have two of them here. So we have the two latest issues. So this is the 2001 up the top, and the current issue is from, they're all dated, 2019. So that's the actual latest issue that we have there, and the date is above the signature. So these have the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. So they'll probably change it to King Charles, but the other banknotes currently have different people on them. So the first banknote issued was in 1965 for the dollar series, but they've been issuing banknotes since the 1870s in the Bahamas. And up until 1919, they were all pretty much bank issue banknotes. So individual banks issued their own banknotes. And in 1919, the government of the Bahamas issued banknotes in 4 shillings, 10 shillings, £1, and then later on they issued a £5 banknote. And in 1965, they have issued a decimal series, and yes, they did issue a $half or 50 cent in 1965, and the highest denomination in 1965 was $100. So the $half from 1965 is probably equivalent to $7 or $8 now. So there is no equivalent. And the $100 is probably equivalent to like $700 or $800. And as I was talking about before, the 1965-68 issue is very expensive. So if we just have a look at some values that have been obtained on eBay. eBay is pretty much probably an easier source to get it from. So we have the $1 from 2017, so about $4.50. It's about $5 is the lowest you're going to pay. Okay, so there's the 2019, cost $7. So it's for something worth about $1.50 exchange rate in the Australian dollar. It's pretty expensive. So you're paying about $13 for the $3 banknote. Yes, they issue a $3 banknote. The Cayman Islands is also unique in that they issue a $25, which is pretty much a standard banknote there, and a $40 banknote. And as you can see, $3 you can get them quite cheap. Here's one from 1968, $13, but that one's in pretty low grade. It's probably very fine condition at maximum. 74, $25. So the 1974 ones are actually getting a bit expensive. And you can see there's sold listings. So I've got the current $5, $21. So if you're going to the Bahamas, it's probably a good idea to try and get as many uncirculated banknotes as you can and flog them off on eBay. So here's a 1965 $half, $28. So as you can see, I don't see any. Okay, 1968 $3, $51. So they get expensive. Here's a 4 shilling, $60, and that's in low condition. So if you want to circulate ones, you're going to be paying through the nose. Okay, so you probably get the idea. If you want okay, here you go. Mine is $68, $20. Oh, it's a specimen series, nearly $300. And there's a set from 1980s. It's only $half to $20. Still pretty expensive. So they're not a cheap series to get. So if we look at what's on the actual banknote. So I did make a video of this banknote when I first got it, but I have got a few other banknotes since then. So obviously this is the best series, and we have some indigenous geckos. We have the flower in the back, but I'm not too sure what flower it is. We have the map of the Bahamas, security thread, and this can probably not buy you that much in the Bahamas itself. So, and on the reverse we have Sister Sarah. So she's been on banknotes pretty much since their inception, and she worked at a market, and it's supposed to be a actual person. So that is the $half from 2019. Then we have the one from 2001. So this is probably a bit more expensive, for about $10. You'll be paying for this one. And as you can see, it has the sand dollar. So that's what that pattern is there. And on the reverse, it actually should show up there. And as you can see, Sister Sarah's also on the reverse. This is better banknote because it has a more vary in colours. So you got blues against the yellows, which is actually quite nice. And the watermark is, what is the watermark? Spanish galleon. So probably from Christopher Columbus's initial voyage. And as you can see in the back, it has the map of the Bahamas again. So a lot of these are low-lying. Then the oldest banknote I have is this one from 1974. And as you can see, it's pretty plain. It's a $1 banknote. So this one you're probably paying about $10 to $20 that I've seen on eBay. But you can find the values yourself. So the watermark again looks like a flower. So probably one of the indigenous flowers. Although the plants from the Bahamas are probably occur on other Caribbean islands as well. And on the back, oh, this is beautiful. Have a look at that. Now that is a very well designed and printed banknote of a coral reef system with various fishes and corals with the coat of arms of the Bahamas. So that one, I actually like it. This is why I got this one. Is because of the reverse of the banknote. And the last one we have, so these ones are various heads of state of the Bahamas. And this one has Lloyden Pindling. It's a nice moustache. And this is the 2001 series, so it's the same series as this banknote. You can see the design features are pretty similar. So, and this one has coral. So the design features that are similar. The serial numbers are in the same place. The watermark, they all have sand dollars, obviously different color though. They have a wavy pattern up here of the denomination. The head is on the right side. The date is just to the left of that person. We have a feature here, so this has coral. This says not wave, baskets that have been weaved, and Central Bank of the Bahamas on top, and they have watermarks. Obviously Spanish Galleon 40 2001. And on the back, okay, here we have a police band. Obviously, nice crisp uniform, and hats to protect from the sun, and probably also to help with the intense heat. And these are printed by Thomas de la Rue, pretty famous banknote printer. And as you can see, they have a circle which encompasses the actual main image. So when you design these banknotes, or when you design anything, do any artwork, you need a focus point. Focus point here is the center. Okay, that's pretty much where your eye lands. On this banknote, when you look at it, the focal point is the actual person. So everything else is in the background. And here, this one, the focal point is the coral reef system here. Once again, the focal point here, your face leads to Queen Elizabeth II. This one, the focal point is Sister Sarah. And on here, the focal point is more like Queen Elizabeth II because of the flower. But for me, I actually leave the flower because it actually looks a lot better. But this stands out a lot more. So basically, this $1, yeah, 10 to 20, and this one's probably about, yeah, it's in circulated condition, it's probably about $10. Quite a few people have used this. But can you get these in circulation anymore? Oh, I don't know. I've been to quite a few countries, and it does depend. Like Hong Kong, you can actually get old banknotes in circulation. They're like 10 years old. I've been to Japan, and you don't get any old series in Japan or even Vietnam at all. So it depends on the country. And I wouldn't be surprised if times of struggle, people actually do get these banknotes. But as a lot of tourists probably just use United States dollars, lots of wealthy Americans do go there. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a lot of older banknotes from the United States in that country as well. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching my video. Hope it was informative. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.